Imagine a town, once bustling with life, now drowned in an eerie silence. Picture the once lively streets, now deserted, echoing only the haunting whispers of the wind. The houses, once filled with laughter and warmth, stand abandoned, their doors creaking at the mercy of the wind, their windows staring blankly at the desolation outside. The atmosphere is chilling, as if the town itself is holding its breath, shrouded by an invisible dread that hangs heavy in the air. This was not a gradual change. No, it was sudden, terrifyingly so. It was as if one day life was humming along as usual, and then the next, everything had come to a screeching halt. The town, once so full of vibrancy and life, now stands as a chilling testament to the terrifying impact of the sudden attack. As the sun sets, the true terror begins to unfold. As darkness engulfs the town, the unseen invaders start to emerge. With the fall of night, an eerie silence descends upon our quiet town. But this is no ordinary silence. It's punctuated by strange, unsettling noises. The faint, distant groans seem to echo from every direction, a chilling serenade that heralds the arrival of our unseen invaders. As the evening deepens, these noises grow louder, more persistent. Each groan, each howl sends a ripple of unease through the town's remaining inhabitants. The once familiar night is now a terrifying symphony of the undead, a soundtrack to our growing fear. But it's not just the sounds that alarm us. There are shadowy figures moving in the dark too. They're barely visible, yet their presence is undeniable. They move with an unnatural gait, their silhouettes distorted, grotesque. It's as if the very shadows have taken on a life of their own, a life hungry for ours. And as these figures grow in number, so does the sense of dread among the town's inhabitants. We huddle in our homes, our hearts pounding in our chests. Every creak, every rustle makes us jump. The night is no longer a time of rest, but a time of vigilance. And so the once peaceful town becomes a stage for a horrifying spectacle. The night is filled with fear as the unseen invaders make their presence known. In the midst of chaos, survival becomes the only goal. As the nightmare unfolded, the town's inhabitants found themselves fighting not just for their lives, but for the essence of humanity itself. The streets once filled with the hustle and bustle of everyday life were now battlegrounds, and grocery stores became fortresses, their shelves picked clean by desperate hands. The once mundane act of gathering supplies had turned into a perilous endeavor, with every trip outside the safety of their homes fraught with danger. Finding a safe place to hide was no less challenging. Homes were no longer sanctuaries but potential traps, and the inhabitants had to be creative. Basements became bunkers, attics were transformed into lookouts, and backyards were turned into makeshift farms. Their homes, once places of comfort and warmth, were now their lifelines, their last line of defense against the unseen invaders. Protecting their loved ones became an act of courage and defiance. Parents shielded their children not just from the physical threats but from the terror that threatened to consume their innocence. Friends looked out for each other, their bonds of friendship tested and strengthened in the crucible of adversity. And in the face of this relentless assault, love stories bloomed, a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. But survival was not without its challenges. Food and water became scarce, medical supplies dwindled, and the constant threat of attack took a toll on their mental health. Yet, they pressed on, their will to survive stronger than their fear. They adapted, they learned, and they fought, not just to live another day, but to preserve the essence of what it means to be human. They say adversity brings out the best and worst in people. In this case, it brought out their determination, their creativity, and their resilience. They stood tall, their spirits unbroken, their resolve unshakable. In the face of terror, the will to survive becomes stronger than ever. When pushed to the edge, even the most ordinary people can become heroes. In the bleak landscape of our zombie-infested town, people of all walks of life rose to the occasion, their spirits unbroken. They turned from victims to warriors, their courage matched only by their ingenuity. From the baker who wielded his bread knife as a weapon, to the librarian who used her knowledge of the town's layout to strategize, everyone played a part in the resistance. It was truly inspiring to see how ordinary folks transformed into brave fighters. The local mechanic, once known for his calm demeanor, now led a team of survivors, his hands not just fixing cars, but also fashioning weapons from scrap. There was the retired army veteran who, despite his age, could still outfight anyone, his military expertise invaluable in training the townspeople. And let's not forget the teenagers who, armed with their skateboards and a reckless courage, became the town's agile scouts. The strategies employed by our makeshift army were as diverse as its members. Some opted for a direct approach, facing the zombies head-on with whatever weapons they could muster. Others preferred stealth, using the town's sewer system to navigate and launch surprise attacks. There were those who used distraction tactics, creating noise to lure the zombies away from the survivors. And there were small victories. Each zombie taken down, each survivor rescued, each day survived was a win. But it wasn't just about physical strength or tactical prowess, it was about unity, about standing together in the face of an unthinkable adversary. The townspeople's resilience was a beacon of hope, their spirit undying even in the face of death. They fought not just for their own survival but for each other, for their town, for humanity. In the bleakest of situations they found a strength they never knew they had. Their courage, their unity, their will to survive. It was a testament to the indomitable human spirit. It reminded us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, we can rise, we can fight, we can overcome. In the darkest hours, the spirit of humanity shines the brightest. When dawn breaks, it reveals the true extent of the nightmare. As the first rays of the morning sun peek over the horizon, they cast long shadows over a town forever marked by an unthinkable horror. The aftermath of the zombie attack is a chilling tableau of devastation. The once bustling town now lies in ruins, its buildings reduced to rubble, and its streets littered with debris. The eerie silence is punctuated only by the distant echoes of sobs and the occasional rumbling of a building giving way under its own weight. The loss is unimaginable. Friends, families, and neighbors gone in the blink of an eye. The grief is palpable, a heavy blanket that hangs over the survivors, each one carrying their own private burden of sorrow. But make no mistake, this is not just a story of loss and devastation. Amidst the debris and the grief, signs of hope and resilience begin to emerge. Survivors, though scarred, are far from defeated. Their faces bear the hardened look of those who have stared into the abyss and lived to tell the tale. Look at them, moving through the wreckage, not aimlessly but with determination. They gather supplies, salvage what can be saved, and begin the painstaking process of rebuilding. They reach out to each other, sharing stories and comfort, their shared experiences forging bonds stronger than any zombie could break. Their resilience is inspiring. With every brick they lay, with every tear they wipe away, they are not just rebuilding their town, but also their lives. They are not just survivors, they are warriors, each one a beacon of hope in the face of despair. And so, as the dust settles and the shock gives way to resolve, a new day dawns on this beleaguered town. The horror of the past night may have left its mark, but it has also revealed the indomitable spirit of its people. Even in the aftermath, the will to rebuild and survive remains unbroken. In the wake of the terror, an enduring mystery remains, a chilling enigma that echoes through the deserted streets and abandoned homes of this once vibrant town. The zombies, these terrifying creatures that brought nightmares to life, where did they come from? What was their purpose? Let's delve into the heart of the mystery. The origins of these zombies are shrouded in uncertainty. Some whisper of a rogue scientific experiment gone horribly wrong, while others suggest a sinister supernatural force at play. The truth, it seems, is as elusive as the fleeting shadows of the undead. The reason for the attack is another puzzle. Was it a random act of terror or part of a grander, darker scheme? The town's inhabitants had no known enemies, no reasons to be targeted. The randomness of it all adds another layer to this perplexing mystery. And what about the future? The town is slowly picking up the pieces, rebuilding from the ashes. But can it ever return to its former glory, or will it forever bear the scars of this horrific ordeal? Can the survivors move past their fear, or will the specter of the undead forever lurk in the corners of their minds? As the town slowly recovers, the mystery of the zombies continues to haunt its inhabitants. An unanswered question, a lingering fear, a story that continues to unfold, long after the screams have faded into silence.